Yo, yo, yo. Hi, everybody. Let me know if you could hear me as usual, and let me know if you can see me. And welcome. I kind of dressed up a little bit, like, I don't know if it's too much. I finished work and, like, my hair was really messy, so I didn't know what to do, so I put the elf ears in, and I was like, maybe it's not, like, maybe it doesn't match the vibe, because we're gonna be like talking about the election and shit, right? So I'm like sitting here dressed as an elf. I don't know, guys. I don't know about this. Well, hi everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday evening. Yeah, thank you. These are my eggs that I didn't. I washed them one time and it's gone like green, and it is unbrushed because I had work today, right? And at work I just kind of like pinned them up. At work, I have like a kind of like short, kind of like milfy vibe going on, and then yeah, let me have like this. Ah, Oseo-san, arigato! Thank you so much. Yay, I'm glad you can hear me because we're gonna talk some shit. Okay, everyone, tonight we're gonna be talking about the election, or as we say in Japan, the erection. I was saving that one. Elf equals wisdom. I am the least wise person in the whole entire world. So like, I know that like everyone's pretty much going through it right now. I feel like I'm kind of off center. Wait, hold up. Let me move my camera a little bit so we can chat some real shit. Oh. There we go. Maybe that's like more in the center. I don't know. You can see my my cheap air conditioner that I bought off of Amazon for 5,000 yen. So, oh, thank you. Oh, here's me. Hi. Sorry I didn't get to chat with you that much the weekend. Yeah, it was by pop-up on the weekend. I forget, was it Sunday? I forget. I don't know. The one day there was a pop-up and I was there for a few hours. But I only stayed until like 2 p.m. Well, I stayed a little bit later actually, and then that was it. And I actually had a really, really good time. And hopefully we're going to do another pop-up soon. We're going to do a photo shoot event soon, and I'm organizing that now. And I need to do a lot of stuff tonight for that. So yeah, I'm pretty busy actually. You've set up your lights. They've always been set up. Actually, so this part here is actually, it fell down. So that's not set up. It like the humidity peeled it off of the wall and it's just fallen. So like it looks like I set it up, but actually is less set up than before. So yeah, I know that everyone's a little bit depressed after the results of the election, so I wanted to just do like a little like pick us up kind of stream. I might get angry. I don't know how the night's gonna take me. So yeah, before we get into like the deep shit, does anyone have anything they want to share with the group, like anything they've done recently, any questions or anything like that? Maybe we should start off like a little bit light. I just had work this whole week. It's my last week where I'm working like pretty much 6 days, and then finally I'm free for a little bit and I can go back to working less. But yeah, I was covering today, so I mostly had students I never taught before, and it was pretty fun. It was like mostly like old ladies, and I had this one kid that I had to teach for like an hour and 20 minutes, and she just like stared at me the whole time. That was weird. What else? Nothing today. Today was pretty normal. I come home and I watched Love Village, which is my favorite TV show. We'll talk about that in a minute actually. Nia said, I have an online thing for school, so I'll have you on the side as emotional support. Oh, babes, get your education. Anita, thank you! Arigato! Thank you so much. You're the best. Let me know if there's anything going on in your life. I was gonna say like if anyone needs advice, but please don't take advice from me. I'm in no position to be giving you advice. Light topic. What did the old people say was there? Ick. Oh, okay. Sorry, my cat's like going apeshit. I just fed him, like literally. Hurricane! I think you can kind of see him in the background. You can see him here. Like, what the fuck is he doing in the cupboard? Get out! Why is he in the cupboard? Why is he in the cupboard? That's not good. Okay, so I had a class with the elderly class, and they gave me the picture of us, and the class theme, we did a lot of stuff, but I taught them about the ick. I think in Japanese it's called Kairuka Gensho, like, and in English it translates to frogification. Like if someone does something so gross that they immediately turn into a frog in your eyes. And I kind of like that more, like instead of the ick, I'm gonna start calling it the frogification. But they actually, I asked them and they didn't really have too many icks. One was like their husband spends like all day every day on his iPad. He's like an iPad kid even though he's like 65. Okay, that's kind of like an ick. And then one woman said when her husband takes too long to order from a menu in a restaurant, she gets the ick. I'm like, I can see that happening, honestly. Lily said, where are you from? Okay, so originally I'm from London. I was born in Hackney, and then I'm from North London, and then we moved out into the countryside, and then I ended up living in Essex, and I guess my hometown I would consider is Southend-on-Sea, because that's kind of like where my accent sounds like it's from. Fashion advice though, I'll give you fashion advice. I'll try if you want to take fashion advice from me, because I just like wear whatever I want, and that's normally my advice too. My fashion advice is to wear whatever you want, but also like it takes a while to like find your style, and I would suggest looking at a lot of images of what you want. Like find the style that you like first, and kind of like not copy people, but like, you know, like do a homage. And then after a while you can start getting a little bit more original. Okay, so chilling while my parents are in a trip, feeling comfy and euphoric. That's great. That's like the best feeling. I have 10 days mandatory leave from work, using it to play Dragon Age Valguard. Oh my god, I wish I was you. I wish I was you. That sounds amazing. I have a bunch of games that I want to play, but I haven't had time, and I still have like a bunch of footage that I'm editing from my trip. And every time I edit a video from the trip, I have to send it to the company and they make changes. And I did one today and I sent it to them and they asked me to make a bunch of changes. So after I finish that, I have to edit that. It's just like a pain in the ass. Like I'm never doing that again. Like that's why I don't like working for people. We can hear you and see you. Yay! Alisa said my cat yowls after pooping. Yeah, mine does too. Like what is that? Like what? Like I get it. Maybe I should do that. Hackney represent, yay! Favorite color is light blue, obviously, although I'm not repping the light blue today because my hair turned green. That's like Candy Crush adult. Nah, bro's definitely on like OnlyFans or some shit, for real. My dad's like that. He's thousands of levels in. Oh my god. Honestly, I think it's so funny how like the internet has rotted the brains of the elderly, which is hilarious because that does bring us back to the election. Okay, I'm gonna sound ignorant, but is your red nose due to makeup or allergies? That's so funny. It's makeup. I guess it's kind of like, I don't know why my camera keeps doing this. I think it's like the style at the moment to have like nose blush. I don't know what's wrong with my camera, but suspicious cat noises. Loving the elf vibe, so cute. Thank you. It doesn't match the vibe of today's video at all, but we're going with it. I had work today and I was just feeling kind of ugly, so I just put them in. The hairstyle really suits you. I have to pin my hair up for work, so I just kind of like let it down. I'm excited to actually style my X-Deck because I haven't really had a chance to do anything with it. I had that one day where I got my hair cut, and then the second day I had my pop-up where I was late, so I didn't really have time. So I'm really excited to style it. I got some new clothes from my brand and something else, so finally I'm gonna, this weekend I really want to look cute after working fucking 6 days. My cat gets affectionate after pooping. That's gross. I love it. My cat poops while I'm eating, or if I clean the litter box, he will poop straight after. It's like, okay, cool, thanks. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys as well, I got my little figure from Small Worlds. It's like a little me, and it's kind of cute. Like, not gonna lie, it's not really detailed. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it could have been more detailed. Also, like, why did they make my pussy pink? There's not, like, I was wearing, like, shorts, like, black shorts. Why did they make it pink? So that's a little bit suspicious. I feel like this has been, like, hand-painted. It doesn't feel printed. I don't know how to explain it. And it feels kind of weird. But it's cute, so I'm gonna talk about it in my next video or something. My cat's definitely gonna eat this. Mother, acknowledge my poops. Yeah, it's really gross. Like, honest to God, half my life I feel like it's spent just scraping my cat's litter box. Loving the sick Rudolph cosplay. It's like everyone does nose blush now. I think maybe I did like Yeti Siki. Maybe I went too far with it today, but I don't know, because like the harsh light, makeup doesn't show up as much, so you normally have to apply a little bit more. Same if you're taking pictures and you intend on like using like editing apps, you normally have to draw your make a little bit stronger. Also, can you post a picture on the Discord? I will. Should I post it right now? I forgot to include the Discord link. If someone could link the Discord, that would be great. I don't know, you can't really see. You can't really see. It looks like my face looks fucked. Why is my face so melted? I'll post a picture in the Discord. Where should I post it? The gallery. The gallery, right? I'll post it there. Here you are. But I feel like I need better lighting. I don't know. I would recommend doing it. It was kind of fun. I don't know why they couldn't have just like, I don't know why it took so long to print. It's not that big. But whatever. What do I know? If the figure come from a gacha, it would be a literal capsule bunny. You're so true. Lily said what your cat's called. Okay, my cats are called Hades, like the Greek god of the underworld, and Horus, which is the Egyptian god of the sky. Horus is called Horus because he has one eye, and I'm running with the god theme. If I get another cat, I will give it another god's name, but I want to keep it like every cat is a different pantheon. I might get a black cat and I want to call it Lucifer and then call him Lucy as their nickname. But yeah, honestly, my cats are really expensive. I don't plan on ever getting another cat for a while because Jesus Christ, like you have no idea how much of my money goes on my cats. Like that was my biggest worry after I ended up having to live by myself, is like obviously I have to like take care of 2 cats too, so it's just like expensive, but so worth it. If you're living by yourself and you have the time, I really recommend getting a cat. It's art. Okay, so maybe we can talk a little bit about the election. So I don't know how you guys are feeling. I think everyone initially felt the same. It was shocking. Like, it's not the outcome that everyone, like, I mean, it's not the outcome that the polls predicted. It's not the outcome that everyone predicted. Any funny or wholesome stories? I'll tell you a wholesome one after. So yeah, I think everyone was just shocked, and yesterday was a pretty bad day for everyone. I felt like the whole day at work I was just looking at my phone and getting increasingly more depressed. But after I had some time to think about it and it helped me process things a little bit. And I think that really, really helped. And I have a lot of thoughts about this. And my main thought is that, as I said, I tried to share the link and I don't have permission. Okay, let me share the link with the Discord. I think, yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's disappointed, right? The main thing is disappointment. But honestly, I'm disappointed that those are the only 2 options. And like the people I'm most disappointed in is the Democrats, honestly, because like I agree. Like I posted something that Bernie Sanders emailed people, and it's basically that like the Democrats they just gave up on the working class. They don't care. Like the biggest issue for like, realistically speaking, the average person doesn't really care about LGBT rights, doesn't care about Gaza, Palestine, doesn't care about any kind of identity politics. They don't know about it. The average person is quite ignorant. The only thing they can care about is like the things that are in their personal vicinity that they can see. The average person sees their surroundings and thinks this is society, right? Unfortunately, like for us, obviously, people who have a little bit more empathy, or people who have friends who are LGBT, people who are LGBT, stuff like that, it's different for us. But like the average person doesn't really care that much about these issues. So, like the things they care about is like gas prices, the economy, and the Democrats All they needed to do was make plans and say exactly how they would lower gas prices, how they would stimulate the economy, make more jobs. They did vaguely talk about this, but there was no kind of like they didn't have any policies or any proper plans. They should have focused on the fucking economy, because at the end of the day, and like this is my personal opinion about politics, about society, but the economy is the most important thing. If the economy is good and stimulated and there's lots of jobs, then there's less crime. Then people can focus more on things like identity politics and like rights for women, right? Rights for LGBTQ. And then, you know, when the economy is good, people don't care about immigrants, because immigrants are the scapegoat for when the economy is bad. Like, they should have just focused on the fucking economy, but they did not. And that's the thing that's really, really annoying. And that's the thing that's like, you know, like, I can't blame the average person when the other party, who are maniacs, they're a cult. Obviously, I hate them. But if they tell you everything you want to hear, like, oh yeah, we're going to decrease gas prices, we're going to add groceries, going to be so cheap, and just telling people everything they want to hear, obviously that's going to seem more attractive. Oh, Nia, ganbatte, do your best with your class, you're going to be so good. So, like, that's the, like, annoying thing. And it's, like, the Democrats could have won pretty easy. Like, Donald Trump ran a really shitty campaign. He's, like, a felon, a pedophile, this, that, blah, 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 blah. I'm definitely going to get demonetized. However, like, if you lose to that, you need to understand that there is a problem. Like, obviously, misogyny and racism comes into it because she's a woman and she's black. I understand that those are two factors, right? And that sucks that has happened. However, I don't feel like that's everything. You know, like, they can't blame that, oh, it's because she's a woman and she's black. I don't think you can blame that on everything. Like, she did have, unfortunately, a really shitty campaign. And, like, again, the Democrats want to say that they're kind of like the more left-wing option, and they are, but they're very centrist, if not bordering on right-wing. Like, obviously, because it's annoying because, obviously, one of the main issues is about Palestine and what's happening in Gaza, and the Democrats really, really support that. It's hard because I feel like any politician in power in America is probably going to support Israel, unfortunately. But they really should have done better at distancing themselves from that. Like, that was so stupid. Because that is, like, amongst most people, a very unpopular thing. Like, even if they were going to support it, they should have just been less vocal about it. It's just so many things. It's just like, they just had a shitty campaign, and they didn't really have any strong policies. Like, if you think about like what their policies are, you can't really think like a strong one. The thing is like with Donald Trump, it's a cult of personality, but as much as he's a liar and like he barely has any policies, really doesn't really think about anything, at least like there are policies that stick out in your mind. Like, they're bad, they're terrible, but at least you can remember them. But for the Democrats, it's like, what is it that they're trying to do? And the main issue of this election is that people are sick and tired. I think in most countries actually, is that people want change. And that's what people want. People really just want change. It's like the economy is really, really bad. There's wars everywhere. It's just like we're living in a bad place, and people want change. And they're gonna go for someone who can offer them change. Even if the person is lying to them and telling them everything they want to hear, they're gonna go for a change. And the thing is like, they know that Kamala Harris has been vice president and she's done nothing, and that would have been fine if she would have said that she would change things dramatically. But she's been on TV and she says that she wouldn't have done anything differently, and as Biden, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like for the American people who don't really, like, are not chronically online, they don't absorb as much news as, like, the average person like you and I, so they don't really know about all the terrible shit that's happening. They just think, oh, my gas prices are high, my groceries are high, I want to change stuff. And it doesn't seem like if I vote Democrat, things are gonna change. So I guess I'll vote Republican. Like, that's all it comes down to. It's not like, it's honestly like extremely uncomplicated, and it sucks. It sucks because I feel like if most people actually did actual genuine research, they would be like, okay, the Republicans are terrifying, but the average person doesn't. Like, the day of the election, so many people were Googling, oh, did Joe Biden drop out? Like, I didn't know. Like, that's how much the average person doesn't know about politics, and these are the people that are voting. But yeah, the lefter of two rights. Yeah, for real though, like, the Democrats aren't really left-wing, and, like, I feel like all politics in the last, I don't know, like, even 10 years, everything started sliding to the right. And the Democrats are branded as, like, radical leftists, but they're so centrist, bordering on right-wing. And also they're friggin' warmongers anyways. The disrespect they showed to Palestinians was also disgusting. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they're supposed to be, like, the human party, the party that cares, but they also don't really care about the individual human life. They really don't care about Palestine. They dehumanize Palestinians. They don't really care about LGBTQ rights. Also, under Biden, more people were deported than under Donald Trump anyways. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, what's the point? Like, I see, like, don't get me wrong, if I had a vote in this election, obviously I would have voted Democrat, obviously, but I understand why people didn't want to vote. Like, I get it. Like, I'd be kind of pissed if you didn't vote, but at the same time, I can really, really understand why people didn't want to vote, because your two options basically suck. And like I can understand, you know, when people are like, oh, Donald Trump tells it how it is. It's like, he doesn't. But also, like, he is more honest, at least, than the Democrats. Like, I wish the Democrats would at least be honest about them being, like, warmongers that don't care about people. At least if they're a little bit more honest about it, and we'd know what we were getting. Vermilion said, honestly, I feel bad for some of the US folks I've talked to, especially a trans streamer I follow. However, she's already made plans to move from Ohio to New York City. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just as messed up. Like, even if, like, nothing bad comes from this, like, even if Donald Trump didn't do anything bad, the fact is that this has ramped up the hate and division and rhetoric of right-wingers in the country, and that's the scary part. It's like, not necessarily Kim, but the followers of this cult. Like, they're the scary part. Maya said, I think that I need to head out. Much love to the US folks. Hope to talk again soon. Bye bye. Sarah said, I barely heard about Kamala the last few months. Trump was being interviewed by streamers, YouTubers, so it was inescapable. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, he's smart. Like, he says some really dumb shit, and it's on every newspaper thing. Like, him pretending that the microphone was a dick was his last-ditch effort to get attention, and it got attention. Like, all I've heard about, I'm so sick of hearing about him. That's the worst part about him being president, is that we have to fucking hear about him day and night for the next 4 years. And it's like, that's what it is. It's like a cult of personality. The Harris campaign was more focused on traditional media. Yeah, that's true. Oh, she lost so much of the momentum that happened when she was first announced. Yeah, at first it was so good. Like, she raised so much money. I mean, so many celebrities endorse her. So many celebrities. So, like, you would think that she would be really, really popular. But I don't know. I think it's just, again, like, I don't know. Like, for me, obviously, like, as a radical leftist, I would like them to put someone really, really, really radical left and then try that. Like, I think their thing is like, they try to concede to Republicans and they give too much to Republicans. And, like, the thing is about Republicans and these right wings in general, and I think I've said this before, but the most impressive thing about them is they will not give an inch. They'll just keep taking and taking and taking. Like, it's almost impressive. Like, they're good at it. And Democrats just concede to them, and the Democrats try to be is like, they try to appeal to everyone, and that's why it's not working, because left-wingers don't really like them because they're heartless bastards. Right-wingers don't like them because they don't view them as being right-wing enough. So then where does that leave them? There's no personality. She's not a cult of personality. No one would vote her for her, the only reason you would vote for her is because she's not Donald Trump. And she was a cop, like a prosecutor before. So like most people aren't like who were on the left leaning side aren't gonna like her because they associate with her with the police. So it's just like everything's bad. Like, honestly. Maybe Biden should have just stayed, like, because Biden did so much better. Honestly, maybe he should have just stayed. More young people voted Trump this time compared to last election. Yeah, it's because of like all of these friggin' right-wing podcasters, like the new generation of them, like after Andrew Tate. There's like a whole new generation of them. Because like people like Elon Musk, Russell Brand now, like a lot of these right-wing grifters. Just like a bad time. And it's like, okay, congratulations, the new president of America, Vladimir Putin, because like that's what you got. She really she really had to say was, I'm gonna commit to stop sending weapons to Israel. Oh my god, this though, like people would have taken anything. Like people just want the war to stop. Like they just want a ceasefire. Like all she had to say was, I'm gonna work towards a ceasefire, and like made some minor effort to do that because it's so unpopular. Like even if you don't care about war, or like even if she doesn't care about the fact that children are dying, at least pretend. They're just so bad at it. They're just so bad at it. Like they're trying to appeal as being human, but they're just not human. Everyone wants to leave. I would want to too. Yeah, I feel really bad. Like all my friends in America, a lot of people mail me about moving to Japan. So I've been answering a lot of DMs about that. If there's anyone in America right now, particularly if you're like LGBTQ or trans or like an immigrant, you can mail me or like join the Discord, and we will explain possible ways that you can move to Japan. I'm going to put the Discord in now. Jessie said, seeing my 5th graders and seniors says school was difficult. They are scared for their future. It's just like, it's scary for everyone. And like, annoying thing is like, I talk about politics quite a lot. And then I've had American people this week that are like, why do you care? Like, you're not from America. And it's like, do you understand that this affects literally the whole world? Like, because of this might embolden China to invade Taiwan. This means that maybe Ukraine's going to be left to fend for themselves, so they might lose. So if the Republicans said they didn't want to send any more weapons, or they didn't want to help Ukraine anymore. So if because of that Ukraine falls, then what's next? Finland? Poland? Is that like going to affect the entirety of Europe? Then what? It's like, this has messed up the entire world. And I just hate that America has that much power. Like, they should not. They really should not. And now, like, Europe is talking about making its own, like, European army because now they're scared of Russia and they know that America's not going to protect them anymore. Isn't that terrifying? As a radical leftist, shows blue hair for real though. Someone was talking to me like a couple of days ago. I forgot who it was, but they're like a foreigner, and they're like, yeah, you know, like, they're like, yeah, Bunny, you're not like those other, like, those radical leftists that have blue hair. And I'm like, actually, I'm becoming the stereotype. It's only gonna get bluer from now. This is true, and I agree, but at the same time, Biden did hold Harris back and could have given her more time with the campaign and backed off sooner. I don't know. Honestly, I don't agree with that. I feel like he zoned out a long time ago. I feel like he's been just like the placeholder or like the face for a long time. I think that she's probably been running this for, like, I want to believe like that she would have been good, and obviously I believe she would be way better than Trump. But honestly, I think that the fact that Biden stepped down at all shows a lot about his character. I think that was really good of him. He didn't have to do that. Like, he could have just like clung on to power for much longer. So I honestly, I personally don't feel like that Biden held her back. She had so much money, she had sponsors, she had time but she just didn't have like a clear plan. And like she was the vice president for a very elderly president, right? She should have had a plan in place from a long time ago. This whole time she should have been thinking about what they would do. Like they had time to come up with something. Ultimately, the thing that they came up with, it just wasn't that good. Like it didn't catch anyone, it didn't resonate with anyone. The only thing is like, oh, people didn't want to vote for Trump. Like that's the only reason. Like the only reason I would see you voting for her. Like obviously it would be really, really nice to have a female president, a black president, and a black female president. That would be amazing. But like as a person, she didn't market herself well, like unfortunately. And like I don't dislike her. It's hard for me, of course, because I feel really strong about Palestine, and I'm trying to have to like take that issue and move it aside when talking about this. But at the same time, like there's nothing, she doesn't really have a strong personality. She doesn't seem like she really believes in anything. Like there's no specific issue that she really, really cares about. Like if you had given us Bernie, he would at least had stuff that he could talk about. Like he would be able to just riff and talk about things that he cares about and different policies and things he'd like to do. But as for her, doesn't, in my ignorant, humble opinion, it just doesn't seem like she really cares about any one particular issue. Not to mention public perception of anyone seemingly American abroad. Very true. Hi, Vicky. Oh, okay, this is good. An American has entered the chat, so we have someone who can enlighten us with an American perspective. Because, like, again, I'm European and I'm living in Japan, so it literally will affect the planet too. That's another thing. Like this, the 4 years of this will also affect climate change because they don't believe in it, because they believe in God. So that's another fucking thing. It's like it's hot and it's November 7th and there's no snow on Mount Fuji. Like this is a problem. This is another fucking thing we need to worry about. Like we're so concerned with imminent World War III, we're not even thinking about the fact that like there's no snow and it's very hot all the time. So it's just like multiple issues. Like this is fucked up everything. Aiza said, you're not like them. Did they even listen to you speak one time? Sometimes people see like a blonde white person, and white people will say like horrific things to me sometimes, and then I'll just sit there and listen, and then I will wait until it's too late, and then they'll see the kind of person I am. Ozzy also said, and that's not even getting to the idea of all the US bases around the world. Yeah, that's another thing. Like we live up the road from like a military base, like a US military base. Vicky said, don't worry, it will only get worse. Thank you for your for your perspective. God. Like, it's hard because on one side, I really do want to honor democracy. Like, if that's what the people want, I think that's what the people should get. It's like, I feel so many complex emotions about this. Like, ultimately, if this is democracy, then we should give the people what they want. But it just sucks that, like, the people weren't given any good options. Like, honestly, like, you're only given basically two options. They're very similar as much as people want to... as much as both sides hate each other and don't want to be associated with each other, they're a lot more similar than both of them want to admit, unfortunately. So it's like you get no good options. Obviously, one is way, way worse than the other. But I don't know, it's just, I just feel bad. And it's not even just America. It's like politics in almost every country is like that now. And it's sliding towards being right-wing. And it's just very terrifying. Like, I don't know. But Nifan said she can't talk off the cuff. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, that's another reason I think she didn't do many like podcasts or live streams. Like, Donald Trump can just talk and talk and talk, and like nothing he says makes sense, but it's simple and he says some like catchy sound bites. So like the person who's like not very educated, they'll just hear that and it like resonates with them. But like for her, she doesn't really care about anything, so there's nothing for her to say. that's what I mean. It's like, I know they're trying to play it safe and then picking all of these like centrist people, and like Biden was good in that sense, because if you are right wing and you don't like Donald Trump, you are probably gonna want to vote for another white man. And Biden is like, he also doesn't really believe in anything, so it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll vote for that. But I think this time they should have just tried. They should have actually just tried being actually left wing and seen where that got them, because it wouldn't have, I mean, either way, they've lost, so they might as well have just tried. But yeah, the adult students I've been teaching at work, they're obviously all devastated. I mean, it's really bad for Japanese people. Japanese people in general, I feel like, don't like Donald Trump and find the whole thing terrifying and confusing. A lot of them asked me to explain it to them because they didn't understand how anyone could vote for Donald Trump. And again, I explained that, like, it's mostly that a lot of these people are uneducated, but at the same time, like, there's been a propaganda campaign running for years, and you know, Russia has a hand in it, a lot of countries have a hand in it, and it promotes division, and it targets like young men, it targets like gaming spheres. Like, there's a lot of YouTube videos about this, how like right-wing propaganda does target like younger male gamers and like incels and stuff like that. It's really, really interesting. There's just a lot of stuff going on. Option 2, genocide forever. I mean, that's what, like, that's what, like, genocide's been happening for like forever anyways. Vicky said, I feel really emotional about it because I'm from the south where a lot of my rights will be taken away nearly immediately. Yep, and I feel like a lot of them have already been taken away, and now that they also own the Senate, there's nothing that anyone can do. Like, that's it. Like, I don't know if there's any way out of this. It doesn't seem like it. Like, I wish there was some kind of, like, hope. I think that this should just, like, if anything, they should shake up the Democratic Party, and then you need to take a look at themselves and just, like, deconstruct, like, burn everything to the ground, start from the ground up, and just change everything about themselves, because the Democrats are not popular. They don't stand for anything. However, there are some really good left-wing constituents and political candidates within the party. I think they should use those, like AOC, Bernie, people like that, and honestly just remake their party, because it's not doing anything for anyone right now. Ponders back to 2016 Bernie. Like, they should have just done that. Like, we would have been in the whole world would have been in a much better position right now if they had just tried with Bernie. And he's an old white dude. I'm sure, like, some right-wing people would vote for him. My coworkers can understand why I was so upset. I was like, it's really bad. It's very hard to explain this, like, to people. By the way, Peek My Hassan. I love explaining to people at work who Hassan is. It's so funny. The house also looks like it's gonna flip red as well. Yep. Yeah, that's what I mean. It just feels really, really bleak, but we shouldn't give up. This should stoke the fire in us and make us realize that, like, conceding to right-wingers and Republicans doesn't help. Like, all the Democrats does is give them more and give them more. And the right-wingers, the Republicans, they'll keep taking and they won't give an inch. They're stubborn. They lack empathy, so they don't really care. They're not gonna listen. Like, they keep trying to, like, appeal to Republicans, and it's like, there's no point. They lack empathy. It's not gonna happen. So they just need to grow a fucking backbone. And I think, like, if I try to be positive, it's like, maybe in the long scheme of things, this will help, because this is going to make the Democratic Party take a long look at themselves. Like, I wish there was another option for America, but unfortunately there's not. Like, most countries, you have one or two, or maybe three options. Like, England kind of has three. But they're all very similar anyways. So again, true democracy doesn't exist. So there's also that. But yeah, just like on a bad time. And oh wait, there's a Discord. Please join the Discord. I think I posted it earlier, but I look at small me. I'm gonna include her in a video I'm doing in the next couple of days. I'm doing this really sick story time that's like wild, and I can't wait for you guys to hear. I have the wildest story that happened to me recently. I'll include her. Yeah, so like I think everyone just feels angry, and like again I feel so much anger towards the Democratic Party, and I know like I shouldn't really, because no one should be voting for the Republicans under any circumstances. No one should be voting for Trump, blah 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 blah. But at the same time, they did have so much money and resources, and they really didn't do they didn't do anything with it. Like they could have won, and they just didn't. And they can't appeal to like the common person. Like people need to appeal more to like the average working class person. And as much as like Trump is only going to give tax cuts to the rich and he doesn't care about the average working class person, the way he explains his message and the way he lies, it does resonate with them. And so like Democrats need to sit down and think about why that is, and think about how they can do something like that. And again, the issue is as well, oh my god, there's so many issues with this, but another thing is that like unfortunately Donald Trump is charismatic. Like I don't like him, most people don't like him, but he is charismatic to some people, and like the Democrats need a candidate that is at least fucking likable. Misa said, when you lived in the UK, where was you from? Yay, fellow Brit! Okay, so I was born in Hackney, and I lived in North London. I lived in Islington, and then I ended up moving to Rochford, which is in Essex, and it's like a countryside town, and then, or like a village, I guess. And then I ended up moving to Southend-on-Sea, which is what I consider to be my hometown. It's kind of like a coastal town. It's really dangerous. Almost everywhere I've lived in England has been quite dangerous. Pookie said, today I chatted with my lesbian aunts in Texas, and I'm just really worried about their safety. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this whole thing has just put so many people at risk. And again, like, they're at risk from legislations and having their rights taken away. But mostly, the most worrying thing is that this has emboldened the racists, the bigots, and now those people are going to think they can do what they want. Those people are going to step up their rhetoric, and they're going to be more violent. And there's going to be more violence. Like, more people are going to be at risk just going about their day-to-day business. And that's the scariest part of this for me. As I mentioned before, it isn't necessarily Donald Trump, but it's just the followers and, like, the cult. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find some positivity from this, but it's very hard. Most Americans are culturally conservative, and the young male population is getting increasingly right. Yep. The only thing that will shake things up is if Trump really messes things for poor people, and he will. Like that's some, because someone mailed me earlier who was really upset, and I said like normally after a Republican president, the next one is Democrat, because Republicans just, they always fuck everything up. So like he's gonna fuck things up. So if we can still vote in 4 years time, we will get someone else. But until then, yeah. We'll see. We just gotta try and survive for 4 years. If we can survive for 4 years, after that we will get some Democrat that's gonna be spineless or whatever, but they probably, it will just be easier for everyone. My aunt and uncle lived in Lincolnshire. Oh, my dad's from Lincolnshire. People will always vote original recipes. They should just swing all the way left. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least try. Get like the left version of Donald Trump. Get someone actually fucking radical. And get them to just, like, make all of these like catchy sound bites and then see if that works, because honestly it doesn't matter at this point. They've tried being centrist and that is not working, and it's not helpful. None of the things they're doing are helpful. Like, no one wants the party that I have now in power. Like, if there were multiple options, no one would vote for Democrat. Like, people would still vote Republican because there is like a cult and they have like very conservative, weird Christian ideas that appeal to people. But the Democrats have nothing. There's nothing charismatic or interesting about them. There's no strong policies. They pretend to be empathetic, but they're not. We just finished Guy Fawkes' plan. Oh my god. That's what I mean. Like, I'm very radical left. Like, I seriously believe that. No, I can't say that. I can't say that. I'll get like the FBI here. Imagine a Jon Stewart campaign. Honestly, yeah. Make John Oliver president. Pookie said, I have an important meeting tomorrow morning, so I have to get some sleep. Oh, good night, ayasumi. Misa said, oh my god, Hackney, no way, then Essex. Southend-on-Sea, that's wild. Yeah, I do miss, like, the people in England and, like, how, like, more than Japan, it's easier to just, like, vibe and, like, go out on a night out and, like, make friends. I do miss that. Pookie said, I'm staying in Japan for life, I swear. Ina. Crazy how he seems to be almost aspirational to a lot of Americans. I feel like for like the average Joe who is not college educated, he seems like the American dream. Like, oh wow, man with lots of money, has sex with lots of women, has attractive wife, has a gold toilet, has a skyscraper. Like, for the people who can think logically, is like, okay, that's really cringe and tacky. But like, for someone who's been poor their whole life and they're not particularly educated, it's like, oh, this is like the ideal, like that would be really cool. And I think that for a lot of people, they think, oh, maybe I can be like that, you know. And then Republicans feed them the idea that like, oh, this could be you, but there's immigrants and like scapegoating immigrants and stuff like that. So like, for them, they really do believe they can become Donald Trump. And that's the terrifying thing. No one should want that. Anyways. How radical. Yeah, I'm pretty radical. Remember the 5th of November, Gunpowder, Treason and Plot. Oh, I was supposed to watch V for Vendetta yesterday and I forgot. Maybe I'll watch it after. I'm watching the Japanese dating show Love Village. If you guys haven't watched it, I really recommend watching it now. There's 2 seasons and the 2nd season came out yesterday and I've almost finished all of it. It is sick. Oh, I think they're going to release new episodes. Watch Love Village. It will make you feel so much better. It came out just at the perfect time. It's very, very wholesome and wonderful. John Oliver, my baby girl. Yeah, I'm going to deco some John Oliver pictures next time. Mine and Yumiti's next deco Oshikatsu video. I'm gonna deco John Oliver. I'm gonna give him little cat ears and he's gonna be so cute. But yeah, I don't know, guys, like, I feel like I see all these like really dumb people with these dumb views that have really, they care really strongly about these things that like are not real, and like they listen to like Donald Trump's lives and they eat that shit up, and I'm like, wow, maybe I could be so happy if I was just stupid. Maybe that's what they like. If I get a like if I got a lobotomy, maybe I could be so happy. Is a growing culture and traditional values that have Americans in a chokehold, like British austerity people who think poor people living on £10 a day is noble. Oh my god, that's so true. Like, England's fucked as well. We also have that like keep calm and carry on mentality, which just sucks. But like, Americans really believe that if you work hard enough, you will get the American dream. But particularly in this economy, like, it's just too hard for anyone really to survive or thrive anymore. Like, it's really, really hard for people to go from one economic class and like level up to the next one. And that's the sad thing. Like, most people my age will never own a home. People are working like 5 jobs to survive. It's just really, really, really sad. Not to keep calm and carry on. Like, admittedly, I hate that I really do have the mentality of keep calm and carry on, because my parents were like much older. My parents were like in their 70s, their mid 70s when they died. So that was really instilled in me, and I really hate that I still have this. Like, I really push myself too much and I suffer, and I really feel like it's noble for me to suffer, and I hate that because it's not. And it's really hard for me to shake that kind of mindset after having it for so long. But yeah. I don't know what's up with my camera today. I put you on the PC screen so I could see you better, and you're so cute today. Oh, thank you. I like your lipstick. I need to get more makeup tomorrow. I have like 2 lipsticks that are not dry. The humidity or like the climate here really does dry out all of my makeup. And yeah, I really don't know what's happening with my camera. There we go. Okay. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Yeah, my parents were very much like that too. Like, when I was in England, they would be like, oh, you should, if you're looking for a job, you should just go in there and talk with them. And it's like, oh, people don't do that anymore. Like, people don't like... What do you mean, go in there and talk to who? It's like, the tills, they're manned by like teenagers, and they're gonna want to talk to me. Like, let's be realistic here. The people that are hiring aren't even at the store. But yeah, I digress. My story time video that's gonna come out in a couple of days is about someone set me up on a blind date against my will suddenly at the weekend, and it was terrifying and very dangerous, and I didn't realize, and it's gonna be such a fire video. I'm so excited to tell this story. Melty Chan said, I feel for teenagers the most right now. All they remember is COVID, Biden, and pre-pandemic Trump. Yeah, it really, really sucks, honestly, for young people. Like, it's been rough for everyone, but like teenagers and like high schoolers lost so much of their childhood in the pandemic, and then the economy sucks. No one can do anything. And like, in my hometown in England, my hometown was known for clubs and clubbing. So like, when I lived there, we used to have like this like street that's just full of clubs, and the young people used to go clubbing all the time because it's boring and there's fuck all else to do. So I used to go clubbing quite a lot, and those same clubs, they're all closed. So now the young people in my hometown really don't have anything to do, because during the pandemic, obviously they had to close. So it's just like really bleak right now for everyone. Like, I'm lucky that now I got to enjoy life pre-pandemic. Oki said, hasn't that happened before? Not like this. This was like extra wild. And straight bi girls having to deal with airheaded MAGA boys in the new semester of college. Oh my god. I really like online people are talking about like Americans are thinking to adopt the 4B movement in South Korea, and women are seriously considering just not having sex and not getting pregnant. And I think that's like not a bad idea, honestly. Like, because if you get pregnant, it can mean that you would, you know, like if something happens to you, you can't get an abortion and you might die. So I think it's better for women in general if they just don't. And that obviously means probably not having sex. And after seeing the votes and how most, you know, like it was mostly men that voted for Trump, men don't seem to care about women's bodies at all. So like, why should we be having sex with them, honestly? And like, men will often pretend to be more liberal than they are to get with women. And I've seen this a lot as like someone who is very left wing. Men will pretend to be more left wing just so they can get with me, and that's lame. It always comes out in the end. Like they can't pretend for that long. I mean, not having sex would literally be the only option, right? Yeah, for real though. Like, even if you use birth control, you can still get pregnant. And like, why would I want to have sex with someone that's going to vote against my best interests? And it's impossible to tell who voted for who, like, because between the polls and the actual outcome, one thing that was shown is that people have been lying. Like, people do present themselves to be a lot more left-wing, or like, not even left-wing, because the Democrats are not really left-wing, like a lot more liberal, and a lot of people are not really upfront about how they truly feel politically. And that's scary because, like, on Reddit you see a lot of stories about women who start dating guys and then find out that the guys are not pro-choice and have very traditional values, and they don't find about it until later. At least I don't have that. Well, like, I could still have that problem, but it's not going to be as bad as like living in America. Like, I feel so bad for American women. It must be so hard to, like, choose which guy is good and which guy is bad. Alisa said, I didn't think about the liars. Like, because they interviewed tons of people and they did polls, and and like, it seemed like generally people were like, oh yeah, I'm not going to vote for Trump. But then those very same people did, so yeah. Like, I get it, like, honestly. Like, it's hard to be vocal about your political opinion, because if you are right-wing and if you support Donald Trump, then you're gonna have people attack you for that opinion, right? Particularly if you're a man. Rightfully so. Like, I'm just saying, like, people are gonna attack you, and likewise for left-wing people are gonna attack you too. So it takes balls to be upfront about your political opinion, because once you start talking about politics, you are going to alienate people. Like, this is something that I had to consider as a content creator. Talking about politics, and particularly like how left-wing I am, is going to alienate people. Like, if my goal was to be really, really, really popular amongst the masses, I wouldn't talk about politics online. Like, most of the cosplayers I know in Japan, or like content creators, don't really talk about politics because it's unpopular, because you're gonna alienate like 50% of people. So I do understand where people won't wanna be vocal about their political opinion. If it was just about the baby, or if it was about the babies, I'd propose any kind of support for childcare, paid maternity leave, limiting how much people could be charged at hospital. Yeah, it's not about babies. It's not about human lives. It's about controlling women. Unfortunately, it always is. Money's Oshi is Hassan after all. Yeah. Baby girl. But, like, Hassan's been saying the same thing about the Democrats and about how weak their campaign was as well. So, yeah, this isn't, like, new information. To Infinity said, no, I love that you talk about your politics. It makes me relate to you and touch you more. I admire your honesty. Aw, thank you. It does put me in a little bit of a scary position, because I do get, like, some... Like, right-wing people can be terrifying, so I do worry about that sometimes. Particularly, like, more than right-wing Americans, like, Japanese nationalists are very scary, and they often align themselves with right-wing Americans. I've had problems with them before, like them saying that they were going to try and get me deported and stuff like that. Because I'm not, like, super vocal online, mostly because, like, I don't have the time, and I'm not eloquent enough to, like, state exactly how I feel. And, like, so I don't want to talk too much unless I really 100% know what I'm talking about. When I'm streaming like this, I can just kind of, like, riff and talk. And it's like, if I make a mistake or if I say something wrong, it's not too bad. But, like, I don't want to talk too much about it unless I know 100% what I'm talking about, and, like, I have all the correct facts and information and stuff like that. But you know, I also want people to be able to feel like they can talk about their how they feel more. It sucks because, like, oh my god, my camera's running for me insane. I did post that there was that right-wing Asuka cosplayer who posted her Asuka cosplay with the Make American Great Again hat, and I quote tweeted it with my cosplay, and I said like, oh, like, this is why my cosplay is cuter because I'm not a bigot, which was kind of incendiary. Like, I don't normally do stuff like that, but I think I was just pissed off, and that kind of popped off. But I did get like a lot of weird DMs asking me to sell my underwear, and then I did have some like right-wingers comment like some stuff about like me being overweight or me being ugly and stuff like that. So like there is always gonna be like a kind of reaction, but I'm quite thick-skinned, so I don't mind too much about that. Like, people have been calling me people have been calling me ugly on the internet for like 15 years. Like, it's fine. Like, honestly. I feel like if you are openly pro-LGBT, that already pushes a huge amount of the right wing away. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like, I feel like I should talk about it more. That I am pansexual, actually. And I hope that keeps right-wingers away. Like, I hope right-wingers don't interact with my content. Because I've had people recently who have been interacting with my content for a while that will suddenly reply and to something I post, and like it's like they're hearing it for the first time and they didn't realize, and then we have that kind of argument. So yeah, and like personally it's hard because I don't want to live in an echo chamber. I want to hear different people's views, and I don't mind, like, I want to hear right-wingers' views, but what I don't want to hear is that people don't, like, the problem is like a lot of these views are that certain people don't deserve rights, or some people don't deserve to live, and I don't want to be anywhere near that kind of person. So it's kind of like the balance between not living in an echo chamber but also not tolerating or giving a platform to those kind of like awful, disgusting views is very hard. I saw the Asuka thing, that was awesome. Yeah, it kind of popped off. It's hard also because like people are like, oh, well, why are you giving this person attention? And it's like, I don't know, like, we're on Twitter anyways. Like, I feel like, isn't that the whole point? That's another thing I hate. It's like, if you reply to any of these people are like, oh, but you're giving them attention. It's like, I mean, yeah, but like, also, do you want them to just say this kind of dumb shit all the time and go unchecked, like, and make it look like everyone agrees with them? Like, I feel like the only way to like stop some of these people is to shame them so much that they just become embarrassed and give up. Like, that's a lot of, and like a lot of these people don't, like, obviously, like, friggin' Donald Trump's never gonna get. Although that being said, when the only thing that I feel like kind of got to Republicans is when we started calling them weird. Like, they didn't like that. I feel like it's just we gotta shame these people until they stop. Because, like, the way they shame left-wingers is, like, they call us, like, social justice warriors or whatever. But, like, I don't mind that I have empathy. Like, I don't find that particularly shameful. Oh, the comments on the Asuka picture. Yeah, it was so funny. At least we won't take what you say in bad faith. A positive video on politics feels like inviting people to twist one's words. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't mind live streaming because I feel that's a little bit different. I don't want people like cutting things that I say and reposting them about politics. That'll make me feel really scared. Pan confirmed. Yeah, I've been pan since I was a wee child. I don't want to hear someone just espousing hate. Twitter isn't real life, but people act like it is for real. Yeah, for real. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to live in an echo chamber, but I don't want to hear, like, or promote or give platform to those kind of hateful, dangerous views. And, like, it's hard to, like, draw the line there. it seems like there's a connection between extreme right-wing people and people who aren't very educated. That's so true. Like, they also, like, the polls show that, like, the majority of people that are voting for Trump don't, like, they're not educated. And again, I don't want to, like, here's the thing, I'm not blaming the voters, right? Because if you're not educated, that's up to the political party to explain their policies to you in a way that you're going to understand. And the Democrats haven't been doing like that. They haven't been, they don't have a strong message, and they haven't been conveying it to people very well. Like, Trump's message, although it's like hate-filled, it's ridiculous, it's awful, but like he kind of like dumbs it down in a way that people can understand, because he, you know, like, he's not the smartest guy, I guess, in some ways very smart, in other ways not so much. So I feel like that they create a message that resonates with a lot of people. Like, this is what the Democrats have to do, just like make a message that resonates with people, and then deliver it in a way that's easy to digest and easy for people to understand and easy for people to remember. Like, it's not that hard. Like, they have all this money and like political strategists. Like, it's really not that hard. Hire fucking Hassan, and he will guide them on their next campaign. Exactly, you have to shame them, they're widows. Hassan says this too. I believe it. Like, I don't agree completely with Hassan on everything, but I do agree with him a lot. And he's very openly critical of the Democrats, and I think that's a good thing. I think that they need, like, I'm very critical of them too, because like, I want them to do better. They should be doing better. Like, again, like, these are all adults that are earning lots of money. Like, they don't need to be coddled. Tim Walz, the Dem should have leaned into everything he was doing. Oh my god, Tim Walz was like a blessing. He's like the perfect candidate. He has a gun and he does hunting, so like he can get like the right wing, the like red states on his side, and he's also very eloquent, and he also cares, and I feel like he does actually care. He does have a message, and he's also good at talking and good at riffing. Like, if he had been the presidential candidate, maybe they would have won. I thought Twitter monetized interactions, so doesn't it incentivize people to say the most out of whack things? Yeah, but honestly, I don't think you make that much money, and like, I think that post, she got like 15,000 likes. I don't think she's making that much money. Like, I don't know. And like, from me quote tweeting her, when I quote tweeted her, she had 15,000 likes, and then I gained 5,000 likes. And when I went back, she still had the same amount of likes. So she didn't get any likes from me. Like, maybe she got like impressions, but she didn't gain likes. Like, I'm not sure exactly how it works. And yeah, like, I won't interact with content that's like obviously bait, but like shit like that is like, okay, this person's a douchebag. But like, I hate that we have to do that now too. It's like, we can't, like, we have to be careful with what we engage in, because again, it could be just people monetizing obviously incendiary opinions so that they can monetize it. So that's like another thing. That's another thing. Like, all these right-wing grifters, most of them are doing it for money because it doesn't make money. Like I said this before, if I wanted to make a shit ton of money, I should have become a right-wing grifter in Japan. I would have made so much money. But unfortunately, I have empathy and morals, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to be left-wing and poor. And I can sleep at night with a clear conscience, so I think ultimately I have one. Hello, Andre. Don't forget, I don't speak Portuguese. We're not doing this again. But yeah, I'm not sure how much Twitter does pay, but I honestly don't think it's that much. So yeah, that's something to consider. But again, like I barely get, like, I used to get in a bunch of arguments with people on Twitter about politics, but now I don't even bother. Like, mostly because of that, but also just I can't be bothered and I don't have time. Hi, Ferret Maze. That's such a cute name. Elon Musk is gonna do the U.S. government what Javier Milei did to Argentina. What did he do to Argentina? Let us know. That's another thing. It's like we got Elon Musk to worry about now. Like, that's like insane. And like the worst part is like, if he wasn't giving tons of money to their campaign, like Elon Musk is exactly the kind of person these people hate. He's neurodivergent and an immigrant. Like, guys in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones. Dorem means sleep. Is he telling you to sleep? Oh, maybe. Sleep? Maybe I will sleep soon. What time is it? 11:30. Yeah, the trip I went on, I'm still editing footage, and I edited a video. I sent it to the company, and they had a bunch of corrections I have to make to the video, so I will do that. Then I have to send it back to the company, and then I have to do it one more time, and then I can release the video. So I have a lot of stuff I have to do tonight. Oh, the recent guy elected to Argentina's top office, didn't he like immediately put the country in debt? Oh my god, that's so funny. That's what happened if I took office. Like, people would be like, why is the national budget down $1 billion? Like, where's all this cheese coming from? Why is all this cheese being imported? But yeah, I don't know, it just feels like all these politicians, they're just not good at politics. Like, and that's my issue with the Democrats. Is like, it feels like they're just bad at politics, and it's like, how can you be this bad at politics? Like, you have all the money that you could use. You must have fucking advisors. That's what I mean. If they had listened to Hassan, then this wouldn't have happened. Like, I'm telling you. I know I'm just saying it because, like, he's my Oshi, but for real, Jesus. This is not related to politics, but you should do a makeup tutorial. Love your makeup. Aww, I'm actually really bad at makeup, but I do not like a makeup tutorial, but like a get ready with me. Okay. This has been one of the least financially stable periods in my life, so most of my makeup is like dried up. So maybe tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up some more makeup. I have barely any lipsticks, barely any eyeshadows. My eyeshadow palette is like so crusty that I feel embarrassed to even like show it. So once I figure that out, I will do another like get ready with me video. I have to fold my laundry. It's nice to listen to your intelligent opinions in the background. Aw, you're really, really nice. Thank you. My thing is like, I know that I don't really know that much about, like, politics. So I don't want to have to talk this much. But, like, someone has to say this shit. And my opinions are that we should have empathy for people, and we should stop bombing children. Like, that, like, those are my friggin', my political opinions are that we need more rights for people than less rights for people. Oh my god, thank you! I'm gonna buy 2,000 yens worth of makeup tomorrow, and I'm gonna take a picture, and I'm gonna put it on my story, and I'm gonna thank you with a receipt. That would help a lot, thank you. But, yeah, like, again, I'm such like a caveman when it comes to politics. Like, I'm like, oh, I just, like, damn, I wish that groceries weren't so expensive, and I wish that, like, we would stop blowing up the Middle East. Like, it's not that, like, honestly, I hate that I have to research this shit. I want to learn about constituents, and I don't care about the Senate, and I don't care about all these people. I don't care about friggin' JD Vance. I just want them to stop blowing up the Middle East, and I want them to stop taking away people's rights, and I want women to be able to choose what they do with their bodies and not have to worry that they're going to die in childbirth. Like, I hate that we're still talking about these issues. It's 2024. We should be over this by now. We should be talking about, like, cyber crime and cyber laws and, like the laws for space. Like, you know, what are we going to do? We're going to make new laws for, like, Mars and the moon. We should be focused on that instead of dealing about women's bodily autonomy. We should be over this by now. God. Exhausting. It's just so boring. I think that's the thing that's, like, really getting to people about Donald Trump winning. It's just boring. Like, we've done this. And the only good thing about Biden being president, I'm British. The only good thing about the first couple of years of Biden being president is I didn't have to hear about fucking Donald Trump every day. As a British person living in Japan, why do I have to hear about Donald Trump every fucking day of the week? And it's not the algorithm. Like, I stopped engaging in politics for the longest time. And still, every time I open any news, Japanese news, every time we turn on a Japanese TV, Trump's on there. Anytime you open Twitter, found out Donald Trump's having another court case because he molested a child. It's like, okay, I'm just done. I don't want to hear about this anymore. And the worst part is like, a lot of it is just like, he did this wrong and that wrong in this law and that law. And I'm sick of hearing about all these laws that he's breaking. Like, either arrest him or don't. At this stage, politics has to be on a community level. Leading with compassion is the only way for us to live. As much as we want to be selfish, since no one cares about black women. Oh my god, for real. The worst part is that, like, black women are, like, one of the at-risk groups, but they're also like for everything that's happening, like, they're going to be the ones that are targeted. But they're the most educated group, the most educated demographic in America. And it's like, they're the ones fucking voting with people's interests. And my friend, who's a black woman living in America, we had a talk last night, and she's like, I just want to move to an island with just black women. It's like, I honestly understand you, because Jesus fucking Christ. And the worst part is like, you know who else is voting for Trump? Immigrants are voting for Trump. Latinos are voting for Trump, because a lot of them are very Christian, and for some fucking reason, he has this image of being very Christian, and, like, the Republicans are pushing that they're the Christian party, and so, like, these people are falling for it. I don't know, it's just all fucked. Like, I don't know if it's, like, more education is needed. Like, I think that more education needs to be done about, but, like, at the same time, again, it's just the Democrats need to fucking do better. They need an actual message, and they need to be able to convey it to the average person, not people who are fucking chronically online. I know way too much about this shit, okay? And I really shouldn't have to. But the average person, they don't know about this shit, and they shouldn't, you know, most people, they work all day, particularly now the economy is fucked. They're working several jobs. They don't have time to hear about this. They turn on the news. Donald Trump says, in a very juvenile, easy to understand way, oh, if you vote for me, yeah, I'm gonna make gas really cheap and also groceries. You're gonna be like, okay, actually, that would be kind of nice. And when you hear the Democrats, and they have nothing in particular to say, and they also are warmongers, and they don't want to pull out of Palestine. They're gonna keep supporting Israel. So it's like, okay, well, both of these parties don't really give a fuck about people anyways. And I don't really know much about the actual policies and issues at hand, but one of them says that they're gonna lower grocery prices, obviously you're gonna vote for that person. Jesus fucking Christ, it's not rocket science. And I hate that I am so dumb and I know this. Like, and it's like, and like they, like, don't they have advisors that are like really smart, like 100 times smarter than me? Why are they not telling them this? Sorry, my nose is so stuffy. Oh my god, I'm not excited to hear about Trump every day. Like, that's what we're gonna fucking hear about for the next God knows how long. It's like Trump's evilness has been made mundane when it's so enraging. Oh my god, that's the thing. It's like 8 or so, or like 10 years ago, if a political candidate had been caught doing any one of the things he had been doing, their political campaign would have been over. If they were associated with Epstein, if they were convicted as a felon, any of these things, their campaign would be over. But now it doesn't matter. Politicians can literally get away with anything now. It is wild. I want to make a joke about a Christian doing so many crimes, but I'll get in trouble. This is a safe space. Informing people should be the politician's job, not randos online like us. Oh my god, oh here's me! That's what I was trying to say. You said it so fucking eloquently. And like, this is what I mean. It's like Hassan and people like him are streaming. Hassan streams 5 days a week, like something like 9 to 5 or 9 to 7, something crazy, right? Fucking trying to educate people about these issues. And like, that shouldn't be people's jobs. Why are the Democrat Party not doing this? They have the money and resources and celebrity backing. I don't understand. Like, it's just they didn't allocate this properly. And it shows if they cannot run a fucking campaign properly, they can't run a country. Oh my god. It's just like there's no good option here. And like, that's the most annoying thing about politics in the whole entire world, is everything is just fucking resource allocation. And that's why is that like still we have like poverty and like hunger and like we still have world hunger, and it's like we should not, because we make more than enough food to feed everyone. It's just about resource allocation. And it's just like, that's why we have politicians, so that they can fucking allocate the resources and take our tax money and allocate it in the right places. And they just don't fucking do this because the politicians in power are just really bad at politics, because most of them are, by and large, nepo babies. Sorry guys, I didn't expect to get so heated about this. Stop putting yourself down. We understand the problems. That's not dumb. I'm a little bit dumb. I think like I think that you should be able to acknowledge, like, for example, Hassan has some degrees in like he has an economic and social science or political something. Like, see, I don't even know what it is. Like, he has degrees in this, and that's why he's able to eloquently talk about this. And I would, you know, like, I can believe the things he's saying because he's educated on the matter, whereas I'm not, and I can admit that. But like, it's like at the same time, it says a lot that like so many regular people are just getting so heated about this shit, like, and that we feel like we have to say something. Like, I don't really want to talk about this, honestly. I would much rather talk about the blind date I went on the other day, but like, unfortunately you have to talk about this. Bonnie 2026, President of the World, please dear God no. That sounds like a lot of work. But yeah, they're awful people, and they will say I'm Christian and get so many people behind them. It reminds me of like my brother. My brother did a lot of like really shitty things, and like cheating on his. Wait, no, I'm not gonna say what he did. Like, it was bad, right? But like, then he became a Christian, and I asked him why, and he said it's like so he could become a better person. And I'm like, if you want to be a better person, just be a better person. Like, you don't need a label. Just, like, live a life that makes you have a guilty-free conscience. Like, do things for other people and not just for yourself. Don't hurt people. Like, it's really not hard. But he would rather become a Christian and force his family to go to church every Sunday. And I'm like, okay, but that's not helping. That doesn't make you a good person. Now you're like, just saying you're a Christian doesn't make you a good person. And I asked him a bunch of stuff about the Bible, and he didn't know fucking shit about the Bible. And I was like, how can you say you're a Christian and you haven't really even read very much of the Bible? Like, he didn't know any of the even like really famous stories, because like I quizzed him. It's just such a cop out. It's the same thing with like Russell Brand, is that he was very left wing. And he used to talk a lot. Like, I used to be a fan of some of the things he used to say. And then he had, like, some kind of court case about him groping someone or raping someone. I forget. He did a lot of bad things, actually. And then to get out of that, he came out as a Christian. And now he's, like, a right-wing grifter. I know we meme about the AI overlord a lot, but that's what's starting to sound more appealing with every passing day. Honestly, at this point, AI can't be worse than what we have, you know, and I fucking hate AI, but man, I don't know, I just feel like we should be doing way better by now, like, socially, economically, we've had time, we've had resources, but ultimately we're still doing pretty bad. At like year 2024, we should all be in a better place, like socially. The fact that we're still fucking advocating for gay marriage, like, I'm so bored of that. We should have been over that by now. People should be able to marry robots now. We should be past all the like basic level social shit by now. Come on, please. It's like, are we still going to be debating whether or not women should have autonomy over their own bodies in 3024? Because that's what it fucking feels like. We have to debate the same issues over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it's just fucking boring is what it is. BJ Blazer, great name, said, hey Capsule Bunny, have you played Disco Elysium? I have not. It's on my list. This Christmas, I think I'm gonna play it, and I'm really, really excited. A lot of people recommended it to me, so yeah. Okay, business, I'm back. Hey Vermilion, you missed my long rant about politics. It's the daddy's girl, but the dad is whichever sky daddy you worship, giving you validation. Oh my god, for real. I'm like, I don't want to hear, like, I don't care about some book that says that this or that. Like, I really don't fucking care about these medieval fucking books and what they say and what you think of blah, 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 blah. Like, all I care about is, like, people that are living now and people that are going to live in the future and what we can do for them. They're like, let's fucking focus on the fact that there's homeless people, there are starving people, starving children. There, you know, like, in the UK, 1 in 4 children doesn't sleep on a mattress in the UK. There are bigger fucking issues at hand here than, oh, does the Bible say I should do this? Like, let's just forget about the Bible for a fucking minute, because there are actually people, you know, the Bible wouldn't want kids to not sleep on mattresses. Kids should be sleeping on fucking mattresses. There's bigger issues at play, and like how money, resources, effort needs to be invested into this. Instead, we have to keep investing it in the same fucking arguments so our rights don't get taken away. Because ugly old men can't give up the idea of holding on to power. Yeah, that's what it is, honestly. They just purposefully make us go in circles and in circles, because the Republicans are not actually Christian. Like, they don't actually believe in this shit. But it's a very good way to, like, stop progress. Because any kind of progress, they can just be like, well, it's not in the Bible. And, like, obviously, like, bicycles weren't in the fucking Bible. So, like, of course. it's a really good, like, they honestly, they have such an ace up their sleeve, because it's very hard to refute that. Because again, like, I really do want to give people religious liberty. People should be able to believe in what they want and do so freely, but just not want to infringes on other people. Like, can't they just, like, what they should do is this is my shitty take. Cut America in half. Make literally one half red, one half blue. But like, okay, everyone who's a Republican, fucking get on this side. Everyone's a Democrat on this side. Republican town, you guys can live with, you can be as Christian as you want. If you don't want abortion, okay, whatever. You guys can do that over there. And then everyone else, we can go over here, right? Okay, and live like normally. That would be awful though, because like the line down the middle would just be like constant civil war. Can you imagine? Okay, that would be a terrible idea. That's why I should not be prime minister, Janakda, president. At one point, does it turn from psyching yourself up to basically, did I do good today, daddy? For real though, for real. It's kind of kinky if you think about it. If I ever got into politics, I'd get in trouble with the media immediately, because I'd yell, swear at Christians about how Jesus would hate them. Yeah, I mean, you would likely have media training as not to do that, but like, you're asking for the Civil War Part 2. No, for real though, like, would it be such a bad thing? But honestly, yeah, probably that would be terrible. Like, let's not do that. We're trying to make everything as less divisive as possible, but it's hard because, like, Republicans don't respond to you being nice to them, or you conceding to them, or you showing empathy. Like, they don't respond to that, so there's nothing else really to do. Like, I don't know, like, there's no fucking solution, honestly. Like, I wish there was. And no, the Capitol bombing did not incite a civil war. I'm not inciting violence. Jeez, guys. I'm gonna get redemonetized again. Me living in NYC in Liberal Town. Yeah, that would be like, that's on the blue side. But we're not doing that. We're not having a civil war. It sucks because, like, so many people mail me about moving to Japan and I'm having to give so much advice. And a lot of people mail me about moving to Europe as well. It just sucks because, like, people are having to leave their families, and a lot of, like, people have stopped talking with their parents, have stopped talking with their grandparents. Like, this has torn up whole families. Like, it's really, really sad, actually. So, yeah, I don't know. Fucking bleak is what it is. But, like, stay positive. It's gonna get better. After this 4 years, probably America will be like, okay, I'm not fucking doing that again. Then they're gonna vote in a Democrat who is just marginally better, and then they're gonna go back to Republicans. It's gonna be like constantly, like, leapfrogging. There's literally no way to get through to Republican politicians. Correct. The best way to get through to Republican voters is to make their lives better and make sure they know it was you. Yeah, that's it. But even then, they actively vote against things that will help them out of spite. Just stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Stay warm this season. I like the parade. Oh, thanks, Kaz. It's really, really cold in this room because this room is the only room in my house that doesn't have an aircon unit. So that's one thing I'm gonna buy next year. So it's actually quite cold here. Hello, Chibinini. I can't read, sorry. Believe, but we have each other. Here's the thing, like, at least we have each other. We have everything, and we can go to bed with, like, a clear conscience that we didn't make the world a worse place. So, like, there is that, at least. Even with the split in the middle area, there's still going to be arguments with what a fair split of resources between the two sides. Yeah, for real though. Honestly. I don't know, man. I don't know. Nia, let's get it. How was your class? Are you wearing fluffy slippers? I'm not. That's a good idea. My slippers are over there. Good, sleeping. My cat is sleeping next to me. I can't believe I ended up ranting about politics for like 2 hours. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna probably leave in about 5 minutes because I have some other work I have to do. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything you want to leave, you can do that now. And then yeah, I should probably take a shower. I have work tomorrow, but it's not like super early or anything. Nia said it was okay. I was just introduction to stuff. Now I'm gonna see if I can change my glasses. I'm having a long day. Get some rest, have a snack. You deserve it. You did great today. I was like first day of your job because normally it's just being shown around. I hate the actual first day of your job when you actually have to work. I fucking hate that. A good job will always give you one of those little introduction days. If you get a day like that, then probably the job's gonna be good. Earthquake? Oh! Thank you! Arigato! You're being really, really nice today. Thank you. Too nice. Suspiciously nice. No, I'm joking. Thank you so much. It's really, really helpful. I can now buy makeup, which is great. Someone did complain about my nose blush earlier, so I should apply it less aggressively. On a light tonight, it was so windy today. I felt like a tombola in a tombola stand. That's so funny. I know exactly how you feel. I feel like that sometimes too. The weather today was pretty nice. It was just really, really cold. And my nose is kind of stuffy because at work, it was freezing. And I asked them if they could put on the heater and they said no. So like, guess I'll die. I would love to see you play Disco Elysium. There is a lot of political discourse, and whichever way you go, there is a feeling of despair and loss. Just like real life! So much humor and silliness. Sick. Okay, maybe I'll do that next. Maybe I'll stream that next. I have a farming sim that Oseo-san got for me that I'm gonna stream, and then maybe after that. Please, P.S. your ears look lovely. Oh, thank you! I actually forgot. I was like, what do you mean? I didn't take any pictures with these yet with my hair, so maybe I'll do that this weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna head out now, guys. Thank you so much for a wonderful time and listening to me rant about politics. I feel much better now. And let's just not let us give up. Let's just like, let this ignite a fire in us to not give up. Like honestly, it's just like, like in Star Wars, there's the Resistance. And usually, like, the people who are on the side of good, normally there's less of them, and normally they have to fight harder. But that's always, like, eventually they will win. So, yeah. Good job, guys. Oyasumi. See you in the next one. I definitely hear my house shaking. I don't know if it's my cat's fat ass or if there's, like, an earthquake. But, yeah. Night, guys. Love you. Bye. Bye.